Oh my God, okay. So I'm taping this on my phone and I just got a notification that my UPS package is out for delivery. Okay, now I'm excited. Sadly, it's the highlight of my day. Oh, why am I like this? Hello, kings and queens. Welcome back to my channel. I know I say this about every video I've done so far, but I am really excited about today's video because it is my first Girl Talk interview that is going to be live. Well, I mean, not live, but you know, you're going to be able to see the video of the interview. So you get what I mean. So in this installment of Girl Talk, I had the absolute pleasure of sitting down virtually and talking to Yasmine Jean. She is a New York native and stylist slash fashion designer, and she's about to launch her new line, Zoulette. I love talking to young female entrepreneurs, especially young women of color, who are starting their own businesses from the ground up. I just find it so inspiring, so motivating. I'm hoping that you guys get something from these interviews. I hope that you walk away feeling more inspired, more motivated to follow your dreams. If you like this video, leave a comment below. Also subscribe. I do plan on doing more Girl Talks in the future. So if you have any ideas of different questions that you think I should ask, definitely leave a comment below. I don't want to make this video too long, so let's get right into the interview.
Yes.
So what inspired you to become a stylist slash designer?
It's so crazy because I had no intentions becoming a stylist or designer. You're Haitian, I'm Haitian. So, like we grew up in a household where everyone is doctors and nurses. So I went, growing up, I had the intentions of becoming like something in the medical field, whether it's social work, guidance counselor, pediatrician. My favorite things till this day is a blazer. I don't know why. I always used to wear blazers. I had colored blazers from like baby pink to black to cream to brown. Always wore blazers. That was like my statement. And I always like had nice sneakers. So I won best dressed senior year alongside with this guy, and the whole class voted for me. So I'm like, whoa, like that stood out to me because I stood out of the whole class for me to win best dress. So everyone told me, Yasmine, I think you should go into styling or whatever. I'm like, nah, that's not me. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna just go to like college and do what my parents always wanted me to do, go into nursing. So when I graduated high school, I went into college. I went into community college. I went to BMCC in the city, and it was in the Tribeca area. So I would literally go to school but not go to class. Like my mom would see me go to class. I'll take the train, or I'll probably go to like a class, but I wouldn't get anything out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just taking the train to the World Trade Center and like hanging out with this other guy that was actually a creative. Like he didn't like school either, so we just hung out together. We were like buddies. He wanted to go into film and photography, and I'm like, you know what? I think fashion is it. So I started looking at schools, but I didn't want to go to FIT for some reason. For some reason at 19, I was super wise. I was like, you know what? I need to move somewhere. So I moved to San Francisco, and I didn't even know what San Francisco was. I didn't know if San Francisco was in California. I didn't even know there was something called the Bay. I didn't know anything. I didn't even know there was something called Oakland. I was like, okay, I'm thinking LA. Like, most people just think LA. They don't think of the Bay Area, San Francisco. I started to learn all of that when I moved and found out my school was in San Francisco. So I'm like, So I just packed my bags, took a leap of faith. My brother and my mom took me to school, to Cali, 5 suitcases of clothes. My mom spent over $1,000 on school supplies. She spent $7,000 to move me to California. It was an investment. So I took that as, okay, she doesn't really understand what I'm doing, but she's going to support whatever it is. So I knew I had to finish school. So I have my degree in fashion styling. I'm a stylist, and I learned so much. I feel like some people say like you don't have to go to school for fashion, or yes, I think you do, because yeah, you may know how to style someone, but when you get out of college, you become an expert at what you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know you had to have a styling kit. I didn't know there was like so much different aspects of styling. I didn't know there was like, I knew there was celebrity styling, but I didn't know about like editorial styling, menswear, women's wear, personal shopping. I didn't really know too much. I only knew, okay, I'm gonna come out of college being a celebrity stylist. So I just took a leap of faith, and styling is something that I naturally am born with, and I didn't even know, you know. So now, I started working for, I moved back, started working for different small companies, worked for Saks Fifth Avenue, personal shopping. So they had like a 5-star personal shopping. I worked for the women's club. So I was working with different like high-end clients, celebrity clients, working with women that are personal consultants. They had the ones with the book, and I was an assistant assisting their clients. And I started to realize like there's money in this business. You're working with women that are executive, maybe women with rich husbands, independent women with their own careers. Like, there's money in this business. And obviously they worked for Saks Fifth Avenue, so they were making money for Saks. I rather make money on my own. So like, I started working, I have a little bit of clientele, not heavy. I want more clientele, because my goal is to be making $2,000 every 3 weeks, or maybe $5,000. Like, personal shoppers make a lot of money. Like, if they're not working in like for Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, or Saks, if you're working freelance and you pick up that good client, you grab a good client that's always shopping, personal shopping, you can make money. And the reason why I love personal shopping versus celebrity styling is because celebrity styling, you become a slave for the celebrity. You know what I'm saying? You don't have time for yourself anymore. Versus personal shopping, becoming a personal shopper, you're making your own schedule for that client. And then you're actually, obviously celebrity styling, you're building a relationship for that celebrity, but personal shopping, it's personal. You grow like a deeper connection with your client. And that's why I love personal shopping, because I meet you, you want to find something, but it's not even about the clothes. You're making a deeper connection with the person. Like, where are you from? What do you do for your living? What brought you to this store? So I like making deeper connections when it comes to this side, because, like I said, I was going to go into like nursing and stuff like that. So I'm more of an empath. I care about people's life. So like, that is important for me, is like, what do you do before shopping? I know you like to spend money, but what do you do? And that's where your client starts to understand you, and you understand your client, and your client starts to trust you. You build trust with that client. So I went into designing after, because I knew I had a good eye. Like, I recently, I've always knew I wanted to become a designer, but I didn't know how. But I got into designing because I realized I have a good eye for stuff, like whether it's earrings, whether it's shoes, whether it's a dress. Like, not only do I like styling people, I like to make sure that it's like, it's stop and stare. When I style you, someone's like, damn, I like your shoes. Like, ooh, I like the jewelry on that shoe. So that's why I started to go into designing, because I'm like, damn, like, I'm not only into styling, I'm into designs. Like, I love new trends. I like when people see detail. Like, I have an eye for detail. So right now, my whole collection is done, but due to COVID, I can't start with my garment collection, because like overseas factories and stuff like that, due to COVID, like there's a lot of like distraction with that. So right now I'm starting with jewelry, and eventually I'm gonna do luxury shades, and my shades are going to be designed from scratch. So
wow.
I won't just be reaching out to vendors. I'm going to be reaching out to factories. I already have me and my designer that's working. I'm working close with her in the Philippines. I told her what I want. So she's like, I'm telling her how to create it. So she's creating it for me. So like, my glasses are going to be designed from scratch. And yeah, so we'll see. I'm praying to God that everything works in my favor and keeping faith. So, and my goal is to give like more opportunities to women, like women that don't know what they really want to do, or women that don't really see their potential. I know a lot of girls that don't know what they really want to do. They want to start something, but they don't know. So like me starting this business, it's called Zoulette, and that's my mother's name. And I love my mom, and it's so funny because when I found that name, I didn't find it when I didn't think of the name. I was just gonna name it after me, and I'm like, no, like that's just so cliche, so tacky. Yasmine, nah. So I was like, my mom's name is French. Her real name before she got married is Zoulette Laurent, Marie Zoulette Laurent. So, I'm like, Zoulette is such a like unique name. So I'm like, all right, I think I'm gonna use my mother's name. So, and my mom is such a strong woman. So this business is about strong women. It's about us putting our heads together, empowering each other. It's about independent women that I want women to know that we can live a luxury lifestyle. I think we are able to live that lifestyle. Whatever we want to do, we can do.
And I wanted to go back to what you were talking about too, about how a lot of women, they have dreams, but they're not really sure where to start or what to do. And I feel like a lot of times, like we tend to get in our own way. And so would you say your advice is to just start, just to do it?
My advice is to do it, because I don't know where I'm going. I have 2 LLCs right now. I have one in New York State and one in Texas, the state of Texas, because that's where I want to eventually branch out to, because it's such a small city. It's not expensive. You know what I'm saying? I could come up, and I want to bring my swag and my sauce to another city. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like coming from New York, it's not that we're ahead of our time, but we just know what's the new trend. And sometimes in different states, no offense to them, they're not up into the new trend. So me coming, bringing more opportunities and more possibilities to a different state, I could do very well. I think women, the female entrepreneurs are the fastest growing women today, and I think we're able to do whatever. Just go, just do it. Don't think. And right now I'm in the process of like, I'm not thinking, just go. I already started something. I have a blog that's with my business. So, and women read it globally. Last year we had about 8,000 views on my blog.
Okay.
3,000 visitors. So it's just like, obviously I'm doing something right, and things are gonna get hard. Things are gonna happen. But what can we do? I'm already here, so just keep on going. And I want my I don't want my company to be fast fashion. I'm a Haitian and French girl. Like, we're derived by our French ancestors. So I believe that I want my company to be on the level of like Dior, Givenchy, Louis Vuitton, Chanel. Like, I want longevity in my company. I don't want mine to just be there, make a couple millions, and then after that we're done. I want mine, when I'm gone, people are enjoying this type of merchandise,
Yes, I
So
love that.
that's my goal. My goal is not to just be here for like the heck of it. My goal is to be there in the long run. So when I'm not here, if I'm not alive, someone else is running my company, just like these other designers, So that's really my goal. My goal is not for it to be fast fashion.
I love that. And can you talk about some of the roadblocks that you faced as like a woman of color in this industry in particular, or were there any?
Of course, there's always roadblocks, especially women of color. Like, sometimes it's our color, it's our skin complexion. It's nothing. It's not that we're not smart. It's not that we're not intelligent. We go to school. It's just our skin complexion, or the way we look, or the way we dress. Like, I interviewed with so many fashion companies, and a lot of fashion companies turned me down, but One thing about me is I never give up. You don't have to like me. Not every fashion corporate company is going to like you. You know what I'm saying? Even if you talk well, you speak well, it doesn't matter. It's always going to come back to your skin complexion no matter what. No matter if you have nice long weave, you don't need the fro, it doesn't matter. But I believe if the job is meant for you, you're going to have it. You know what I'm saying? And every time I was interviewed, I always made sure that I was confident and I was positive. I came in there positive. So, I believe there's always going to be a roadblock, but it's all about knowing what's for you and what's not. Always keep your head up and always be confident no matter what. People are going to bring you down. People's not going to like you, but always be confident. And that's one thing about me. I'm always confident. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect people.
I want to go back to what you were saying about how you were like rejected for some companies, because one of the things I love about, Elaine Welteroth, she always talks about like taking up space, taking up space in places where, you don't necessarily belong, but you created your own space. So you're starting this company, Zoulette, from the ground up. It's Black owned. I mean, I think that's just so inspiring.
Yeah, and I was saying it the other day to my friends. I was like, we need to start just creating our own table. If someone doesn't want you in their company, bye. Create your own table. Because when you create your own table, you're creating your own team. You're creating your own family. You're creating your own possibilities. You're creating your own team. You're giving others jobs. Like, don't think you're working for me. If you have a new idea, bring it to me. Let's see how we could work it out. Like, I'm always down for their new ideas especially I'm such a creative, like everything is I visualize everything in my mind. So my mind has roadblocks sometimes too, because I'm a creative. So they help me. So I tell them all the time, like, you're actually helping me when my mind is completely fried. So I tell them, like, and I always believe that when you get into a job, even though if you're working for Gucci, Tory Burch, act like if it was yours. You know what I'm saying? So I tell them the same thing. So I tell them, like, when you wake up in the morning and you want to do something for Zoulette, act like if it was yours. Reach out to this person on your own. That's what impresses me. So they know that. So that's why I think they enjoy it, because I'm not down their backs, because I'm not paying them. So I tell them, like, do what you do. Do what you do, be you. Because at the end of the day, this is more like a stepping stone. You're working for me for probably a couple of years, and then after you're going to create your own business, but you're going to learn so much. And the reason why I tell them that is because I interned so much. I worked for different companies, so I know how it feels to be a slave. And I do not want anyone on my team to feel like they're a slave for me.
That goes into my next question, because you talked about how you worked at different places and interns and as an intern, and it was just such a horrible experience. And it's funny because I feel like people think, when they think of fashion, they think of it to be like fickle and just kind of shallow. And usually it's like people are getting paid dirt, and it's just a horrible experience. You think of just being a slave. Everyone, like, the Devil Wears Prada comes to mind, which obviously there are a lot of like real aspects to like what happens in Devil Wears Prada and like real life. But I kind of feel like too, it's the experience that you make it, like the company culture, right? Like you just said, like you wanted Zoulette to be an enjoyable experience for your team. You want your team to be inspired.
I am currently, I remember those things, and I remember how I felt, and I remember how other people feel. And I never want to make someone feel like they're not able, because you are. So that's my goal. My goal is to give more opportunities and help other women do their own thing. People are making money, so my goal is to just give others opportunities, help others with their ideas, and just build other people up. That's why I'm a personal shopper. I like to build confidence. That's my purpose, is to build confidence. So
I love that, Yasmine. And can you talk about any like news or upcoming projects you want to talk about?
More to come. Like, my next goal is to be featured on the Forbes. So I have a lot of editorials coming up. Right now I'm finding models and stuff like that. That's going to be one of my biggest projects. I'm going to be doing a product styling project for Zoulette. So all my projects right now are for Zoulette, and everything else is like side work, editorials for other girls that want to do some, get into modeling and stuff like that. My biggest projects right now are Zoulette. I'm going to be having, I think I'm going to possibly put the girls in some, really neutral color blazers, because my brand is about only neutral colors, nothing bright. And if we do come out with bright colors, it's going to be like exclusive colors that will come out and never come out again. But our moral of the story, our brand is just based on neutral, like brown, black, white, cream, nude, gray, stuff like that. Right now I wear a lot of black, but I think brown is becoming one of my favorite colors, and I love prints. If you get to see me more, you'll see me in like python, crocodile, cheetah print, but that's not really for Zoulette. And if that does happen, like I said, it's gonna go for exclusives. Like, I'll come up with like probably a crocodile blazer or a crocodile crop top, but it'll be an exclusive part of the brand, and what's gonna stay is always gonna be the neutral colors. That's our plan.
I'm so thankful that there are like women like you creating space for other women of color and who are allies. It's really inspiring. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Anytime.